You know, it's not often you see a movie about a Latino and he was an astronaut and it's based on a true story. Yeah. Let's get into my movie review of A Million Miles Away. Let's go. What's going on all my cartoon and movie lovers? My name is Jacey from Jacey Flicks, and today I'm going to be giving you my movie review of A Million Miles Away. It's currently on Amazon Prime Video, which stars Michael Peña, Rosa Salazar, Bobby Soto, and more. The movie follows Jose Hernandez and is a biopic about his path from a farm worker to becoming an engineer and an astronaut. A tale of perseverance, community, and sacrifice to accomplish a seemingly impossible dream. Before I do get started on giving you guys my review of this movie, please know that this will be a spoiler-free review in case you have not seen it of the movie A Million Miles Away. Also, make sure that you hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date on new movies I'm always uploading. Please, you guys, it would help me out so much. Now, I know this film came out back in September of last year, but I never got around to checking it out. So I initially wasn't planning on doing a review on this movie when I decided to watch it last night. But by the end of the movie, I felt compelled to, and I enjoyed it so much that I felt like I had to talk about it since not many critics reviewed it back at that time, and I didn't really hear or see much about it. Now, let me start off by saying that it's very rare for Hollywood to tell stories about the Latino experience growing up in America and to show what it's like to be an immigrant growing up in this country. So already I was pulled in from the start. I didn't know too much about Jose Hernandez and his upbringing. I just knew that he was one of the first farm workers to ever go into space. But this film goes into great depth of his struggles, how he and his family grew up working in the fields, picking various fruits, when they came to California, to him eventually graduating with a master's degree and becoming an engineer, to finally getting accepted into the NASA program. Now, I'm not really telling you guys the plot. That's just kind of what happens. If you haven't even seen some of the synopsis, you kind of figure there's a journey going through with Jose Hernandez, and most biopic films have that, right? So trust me when I say I'm not telling you guys the whole plot. There's a lot in between. There's a lot of great acting. There's a lot of things that happen that show you how it was for him, how he grew up, and the things that happened along the way. It's one of those triumphant, feel-good stories that inspires all who watch it, and even me. I mean, I was born in this country, but I know my ancestors, grandparents, and even my mother experienced things different when they were coming to this country. As I was watching it, I noticed that there were moments that director Alejandra Marquez Abella emphasized on so well when touching on Jose's internal struggles of wanting to fit in when working as an engineer, so he wasn't judged or outcasted as he navigated through the job world in America. It's a story and side that we don't see very often in film. Talking about this not only inspires me as a Latino to do better in life, but it also showed me a personal side of my mom and grandparents that I never got to see. They too were immigrants that came into this country to have a better life, but at that time they had no choice but to work the fields. Of course, with my mom and her siblings helping out as well when they were very, very small, all the way until they were teenagers and even past that. Now, getting back to the film, another thing I enjoyed as well is the fact that you feel not only for Jose and his trials and tribulations of him getting into NASA as far as the program and going into space, but you also feel for his wife, who was played brilliantly by Rosa Salazar, and how she was amazingly supportive with pushing him to accomplish his goals and raise their 5 children. I mean, that's a lot, you guys. And shout out to all of the just mothers out there raising a lot of children, or even just raising children, period. I mean, that's got to be challenging, and supporting your husband and supporting anyone in your family to accomplish their goals. That's huge. Now, There's been too many times where we see these biopic films and it's never touched on how the words of adults around children have that much impact on them. I liked how this film explored that as well. You guys, I highly recommend this film, especially if you are not used to seeing very many films that show the struggles of immigrants and just people of color trying to fit into American culture. It's really difficult, and I love how they put that in here, as well as just his story in general. It's a beautiful story, and it's one of those underdog stories that just makes you feel good. As far as the negatives, there's really hardly any, you guys. Now, this was a book written before it was adapted to film, and I know there's certain things that are in the book that they left out in the film, but personally, I feel like that didn't have much of an impact on it. The story is excellent, the acting is superb, and the directing is good as well. So with all that being said, for the simple fact that I would love to see more films like this, especially showcasing my culture or different cultures and their upbringings and just what it takes to get to this country and how to survive and all of those things, I'm going to give A Million Miles Away 5 out of 5 flames, and with my stamp of approval for Jacey Flames approved. All right, guys, so I know this film did come out last year and it's already a few months old, but please do give it a watch and let me know what you think of it. Also, would you love to see more films like this that showcase different culturally ethnic backgrounds and stories based on some of these different types of cultures that are, of course, in English, that are shown on some of these mainstreaming apps? This one I know was shown on Amazon Prime Video, and I was actually shocked to see it on there. But it would be nice to have more of these films. At least I think so. What do you guys think as well? I know this was originally written as a book, like I've said previously, about the autobiography of Jose Hernandez. What did you think that they should have put in the film that they didn't and they put in the book? I personally like all of what they showed, and it didn't really bother me, some of the things that they left out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Once again, my name's JC from Jacey Flicks, and until next time, I'm out.